Hey everybody, welcome to Hey We're Talking. It's me, Scotty D. You got Derek Tant and Bob Peel.
What's up?
Are you just trying to make the whole room smoky? Is that what's going on there, Pipe?
Yeah, I just figured I'd blow a little smoke towards the camera.
Good job, buddy. You nailed it. So it's Monday, and Derek's just finishing up his coffee from
later
Wednesday
in the week.
and Friday. Yeah.
Why don't we record these in order?
Because you guys tell me you want to do Wednesday first because we get to wing it and it loosens you up.
Yeah. And then
That's
we record, typically we record Wednesday, and then we go to Monday, then we go to Friday.
But this time we did Friday first because of what we
were
were
on a
talking
roll.
about. Yeah,
we're on a roll, man.
It was great.
More inside
and
baseball.
yeah, I did just finish up my coffee. And speaking of coffee, guys, if you head over to numacoffee.com, that's over at PNEUMA coffee.com. You can get some good stuff. Excellent coffee. Ethically sourced, expertly roasted by our friend in Cincinnati, Mr. Chris Bean. He will hook you up with the best coffee that you can get. And if you use a coupon code HWT at the website, you'll get 20% off 20%. Already reasonable prices. So it's a win-win situation.
Derek's got this whole spiel down. Like
it's a win-win-win situation, actually. You win because you get
stretches
coffee.
It out, though, too.
He does.
He ad-libs, and so he stretches it. He's got a couple of key points that he hits.
One of his special things is ethically sourced and expertly roasted.
Yes, I forgot about the expertly roasted.
And
what's the other one?
And already reasonable prices.
Yes, already reasonable.
You should do the marketing for him.
I know.
So, Scott, you and I, Cincinnati may be that halfway point between you and I. We should just meet at, somewhere.
Why would we go to Cincinnati?
Just to go drink some coffee at Numa Coffee?
Indiana somewhere, probably.
No, let's go to Cincinnati and just go to Numa Coffee.
Okay. That sounds like a great idea. Let's do it. And
you could hang out with Boontar.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's around, we could.
He might be on the road.
Yeah.
Well, he always comes back.
He does. He always comes back.
Sit there and wait for him to come back. That'll be good.
Right. Wow. I didn't even know where to go after that. That was
you're the host. That's your job.
I know.
Is to kind of guide the show direction.
I do my best.
And cover the lulls, the lulls, the low spots.
Yeah.
You do a great job, actually. And
thank you.
You know, the idea that each one of us is a third of the show. I don't know if that's completely accurate.
Oh, it is.
I think you're a little bit more than a third of the show, Scott.
Just because I'm bigger, yeah.
No, it has nothing to do with your size.
So that puts me at like 20%?
Oh, Bob is like 10% of the show, technically. If you think about weight. Anyway, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
Maybe 30, 30, 40. How about that? I mean, it's not... Okay. It's not bad, but he does have hosting duties.
He's on duty.
Hey, by the way, Bob, you're from Chicago area. Did you see?
I am.
Did you see what happened in that Houston Astros Cubs game? Did you see that?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Dude, this guy Derek. I don't know if you saw this.
Cubs player. The evil person that they are.
No, don't.
Bashed a kid in the face with the ball.
He hit a foul ball and it just cracked into this little 4-year-old girl's face.
And he did it on purpose because the Cubs are evil.
He's full of crap. Listen, the guy that did it, Derek, like no joke, he broke down in tears. The whole stadium went silent. The dad is carrying the kid up the stairs. And this guy, as soon as he did it, he hit it, and you can hear on the broadcast the guy go, "Oh God, no!" Like the baseball player did that.
Yeah,
after he hit it. It was terrible.
I'm not a Cubs fan, and that's fine. Put all that stuff aside. He did literally have an emotional breakdown.
He hugged a security guard and bawled his face off
right there on the field.
Yeah,
because he hit a child, and obviously, And this is going to just propel the conversation about putting netting up over more of the area and all that.
Yet.
No, it's not, because people that pay attention to the games, pay attention to the foul balls, all that stuff, and have a desire to catch a foul ball and to be interacting with the game, that's one thing. But when kids are involved and you're not paying attention, obviously stuff like that happens. So
it's true, but the NHL had the same problem a long time ago. They had people like little kids getting bashed in the face with pucks and stuff like that, and they eventually just put nets up.
Well, I mean, that's a little bit different when a player hits a puck at 150 miles an hour.
Dude, that baseball, they said, was coming off of his bat 100 miles an hour.
Well,
it gets on you quick, man.
Yeah. Anyway. And if you're eating like a hot dog or something like that, if you're...
You telling me you can't take your eye off the game for 2 seconds?
No.
Yeah. I mean,
baseball's boring.
You should be able to do that, but yeah, I mean, you have the potential for flying projectiles. I mean, were they like right up front?
No. They were down the line. So they were
down the first base line, I believe it was.
They have netting now that goes all the way to the end of the dugouts, which is an improvement of what they used to have. But it would, when you're looking at a baseball field, right, you understand. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Down the line there, down that foul line, there's people like sitting right on that foul line.
Yeah, but was the little girl, was she like in the front row or were they behind?
No, she was a couple rows up.
Yeah, she was a couple rows up, 5-6 rows up. And what's funny is, as I was just going to go try to find the player's name that was crying, and I don't,
or something like that.
I don't know. It's a Cubs player, so I don't really know. But
I love that he still hates this guy, even in the midst of this terrible tragedy.
Well, I don't hate the guy. It's just the Cubs,
right?
But I did just see an article from NBCNewYork.com that says players call for extended netting after ball hits young fan.
They should, man. Just his along the lines.
Albert Alomar Jr.
Yeah. There was a guy, I was listening to Dan Patrick. This is how I kind of found out about this. I was listening to Dan Patrick, and he actually talked to this former major league pitcher who ended up pitching in Japan at one point. And in Japan, the whole thing has netting, except for like, if they hit a home run or whatever, you can still.
Right.
But all the way to the foul pole, they have netting. And in Japan, man, the places are packed. There's people at the games. They don't. You get used to it.
It's not going to affect the game.
No,
I mean they're going to do it, especially after another situation like this. There was one. There's one or two every season that happen. So they're going to wind up doing it. But obviously, all the owners have to vote on it and all that crap.
It's just because it was a little kid. I mean, let's be real.
Well, but the reality, there was one woman a few years ago. I think it was a Dodgers game that got hit, and then it was like the ripple effect that she eventually wound up dying.
Oh my gosh.
So she got hit, got a concussion, wound up in the hospital, and then health-wise she deteriorated for whatever reason. She obviously had other medical conditions going on or whatever else, but that was kind of the thing that set her into that ripple effect.
Yeah.
And eventually she passed away. Gosh. And it wasn't the player's fault or the baseball, but it's something that occurred, and these occurrences are happening more and more often.
Sure.
So they're going to have to do something.
Especially because, again, like I can remember as a kid going to see Red Wings games, and we would sit pretty close. My dad used to get really good tickets from work, and we would sit pretty close, and there would always be pucks flying up there, and you would see, somebody get smacked in the head with a puck, and they would just go, towel! They'd yell, towel! And they'd throw a towel up to the person, they just put it on their head.
What, did that happen by you?
Yeah.
Did you go, what the puck?
No.
Did you ever get hit with a puck?
No, I always watched the game, but I had as a kid, I can remember, like, I grew up no alcohol or anything like that, and I can remember a couple of times guys behind us.
I'm glad you weren't drinking as a kid.
Right. Guys behind us, the puck came flying over us, and it hit right, like there'd be guys in the game sometimes that would catch the puck in their beer cup that they got their beer in, and beer would go splashing all over all of us that are like a couple rows ahead of them.
Licking your arm.
And everybody would be like, hey! Like they thought it was the greatest thing ever. But people got hit in the face with these things all the time. It usually, not to be a complete sexist, sorry, but it usually was chicks. They weren't watching the game.
Women?
Girls, yeah. Ladies.
Females.
Broads.
Women. Scotty, I did not raise you that way.
It used to be back in the day that guys would bring girls to the sporting events and they'd be all dolled up looking beautiful,
and red dresses,
and not paying attention, and get hit in the head with a puck. So there you go. So you got to pay attention when you're at these sporting events. You got to pay attention.
Well, because sometimes people fear getting hit with a puck.
Well, they tell you it's on the thing in the arena before the game starts. There's a thing up on the thing, and it says, "Hey, be careful. Pucks may fly into the stands." What did you guys say that
was
I
a
didn't hear?
segue. That was a segue.
What? They're afraid of it?
Yeah.
Afraid of pucks?
Fear of pucks.
Yeah.
That was a segue into our topic.
What an amazing segue.
You could have taken it. Derek got it. Like Derek's like, "Oh yeah, great job. Yeah, fear. What do we fear?" And it just right over your head.
Well, I was thinking about when I was a kid and how they have it written up on the scoreboard. They tell you be careful. Even if you're afraid of getting hit by a puck, they tell you beforehand. So they think that you won't be able to sue them, but you could still sue them, I guess, if you want.
What if you don't give a puck?
That's the second time you've tried the joke. It's failed miserably.
No, I think it's funny. I've laughed internally every single time. I don't care what you think.
That's what's important.
You're not my dad.
If you're laughing, Bob, that's important.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's somebody, one of you listeners, I'm staring at you right now. One of you laughed every time I said it. So thank you.
Okay.
Puck it. Cool. Move on.
I was going to. I'm making sure you're not going to talk over me again. Are you ready?
Right. Done. I'll stop talking.
I sent these guys an article because it made me laugh. It's actually terrible. And it happened in Florida, of course. Some guy opened the lid to his toilet to go to the bathroom, and a boa constrictor jumped out of the toilet and bit him on his arm.
It was right where the sidewalk ends.
Huh? What does that mean?
Continue on.
What? I don't understand. What? Say it again.
No, nothing. Continue on.
Where the sidewalk ends. What does that mean?
You guys don't remember that book?
No.
When you were a child?
Is it called Where the Sidewalk Ends?
Yes.
No.
And
Derek's shaking his head no, by the way, for all the listeners.
How do you not?
I don't know.
It was basically a book full of poems and stuff like that. And one of them was, "I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor, a boa constrictor, a boa constrictor. I'm being eaten." No, nothing.
Sorry, Bob.
Is this like a Shel Silverstein book?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't read it, but I figured it might be Shel Silverstein.
Well, I figured I'd throw it out there and see if somebody would bite, but...
Well, I'm glad you explained it to us because I was like, what does that mean? A snake. Yeah, the snake. Okay.
I don't know.
So all that to say...
I know the giving tree, but that's it.
All that to say, a guy in Florida got bit in his own toilet. A boa constrictor came out of it. To me, that's terrifying to think that there might be a snake in my toilet when I sit down to go to the bathroom and drop a few in the pool. And there's a snake in there and bites me on my...
Probably your sack.
Yeah. Or the taint area probably could be. That would be bad too. But...
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
I don't like snakes.
No, I don't either.
Okay.
Now, a boa constrictor is not a poisonous snake.
No.
So if it bites you, it's just a bite.
Yeah.
It's like a little love nibble. It's like whatever. You know?
it's to get scary. To work. It wants to start to work on the rest of your body. It gets that first bite to kind of...
Yeah. But like if it bites you, you crap yourself.
Right.
You scream, but guess what? You're not having to go to the hospital. You won't die
immediately, right.
It's not a rattlesnake.
Yes.
Yeah, which we have around here now.
You do.
Did I tell the story?
No, tell us.
Of a few weeks ago?
No.
All right, so,
tell us the story.
Well, my wife
and
I were walking around the property, our stately home, our estate.
You're walking around the ranch, Derek's ranch.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
2 acres. 2 acres. We're
That's
looking.
Still pretty big.
We're staking out like where the ant beds are.
Are they fire ants?
Yeah, we got fire ants. We got other ant beds. So we want to lay down the amdro, and we're looking for like where cactuses are growing, so I can poison them. So we're just walking around. Cactuses.
Yeah, cacti. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we're just walking around in our backyard, like in our yard.
Yeah.
And my wife almost steps on a rattlesnake.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Western diamondback rattlesnake.
One of the worst.
Yeah, those are very poisonous, and it rattles, it hisses, and it slithered away. I mean, she was right up on it. Very scary.
Scream like a 6-year-old girl and just run away?
Well, she screamed.
Did you put yourself between her and the snake, Derek?
No.
What?
Why didn't you?
I pulled her back, and I was in flip flops.
Oh, dude! I was gonna say that's part of the thing. I know when I've talked to people that live in Texas, that's why they wear like boots, man, because these friggin' snakes will stab you on the ankle.
But did you have sunglasses that were very functional?
Yes. Did you have your sunglasses on? That's the most important thing.
Yeah, it was my eyeballs were protected.
You could very clearly see the snake because of the wonderful polarized lenses that you had.
Well, we were right by the fence line, so as soon as she stepped by the snake, it hissed, it rattled, and then it slithered away right by the into our neighbor's yard.
You didn't pull out your 6-shooter and shoot it?
I have shot with a shotgun. I've shot with snakes on the property with my shotgun.
Yeah.
But we didn't have time. I would have stomped its head, but I wasn't wearing any
in flip flops. That would have been
I did not. I was not gonna stop his head in flip flops. But and also I haven't been outside in flip flops since. I'll be wearing shoes.
Yeah. We only have one poisonous snake in Michigan, and it's actually endangered, or it's close to being endangered.
Good.
But in South Carolina, we had all of them. Copperheads, all that crap, dude.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of poisonous snakes.
You shouldn't have that
here.
many.
Here, no, we don't in Illinois, but they do bite. I can go in my backyard right now and find gardener snakes, black snakes with the yellow stripe all the way down their back, and they bite. I mean, they're vicious, but I'm not worried about those. Yeah. The one thing that I do, so I don't really have a lot of fears. Snakes, okay, I don't like them.
I don't like them. I don't necessarily
fear them.
I just don't want to get bit by them.
I don't really have anything that I fear necessarily. But the thing I don't like that creeps me out are cicadas.
What?
Yes.
But you don't fear them. What do you just think they creep you out? Why?
Yeah, I don't really have a fear for really any animals or whatever, but the thing that creeps me, that gives me the heebie-jeebies or whatever it is, are cicadas.
That's weird. I knew one of you guys was going to be like, I don't have any fears.
No, I don't really like. Snakes are fine. Raccoons, possums, everything else we have out here, that's it. But I mean,
but are you afraid of heights or anything?
No, I love heights actually.
Oh gosh, I didn't think I used to be afraid of heights, and then it just kind of grew on me over the years.
I'm not afraid of fire. I've been burned. I have a 3rd-degree burn. I respect fire, so I'm not afraid of that. I don't really have anything that I'm super, super afraid of. I just have things that creep me out or whatever.
See, if you don't watch this on YouTube, Derek he has these very great
That's real nice. Real nice. A nurse making fun of a burn victim.
No,
that's real nice. That's nice.
He was like, I respect the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, if you've never been around rattlesnakes, wow, Bob.
What the heck?
This is why you need to be watching.
I know you gotta watch this.
He chugged. He had the Buffalo Trace bottle, and
his face has turned
not at all
beet red now.
He was like,
stuff's strong.
It kicked him.
He chugged a good bit of it.
What are you
we're not
afraid
recording
of,
anymore. I don't like the snakes. All right, I would say I have a healthy fear of snakes, and if you've ever seen the fangs of a rattlesnake, if you've ever heard the hissing and the rattle, it's very jarring. And I
could imagine that.
That is,
dude. the poisonous, like the ones that if they bite you, you have a very limited amount of time. Those are the ones that freak me out.
Yeah, because and as a nurse, Bob's like, Derek the nurse, blah, blah, blah. Because I know what happens when a snake bites you. Your blood loses its ability to clot, and so you start to bleed out. It is
gosh.
And isn't there an acid that starts deteriorating your veins and your arteries and stuff as well?
I don't know about that. That sounds like Alien. To me.
Might be. It might be.
No, it's
another movie I've never seen, by the way.
Your body's your clotting factors start to kind of dissolve away a little bit, and they really need to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
My niece several years ago was bitten by a small rattlesnake, and she had to be flown out to the big medical center in Lubbock, and she was in the hospital for a few days while they were monitoring her labs. She made it, of course.
That's good.
But it is scary. The other thing that I don't like,
just say it.
Looking around, scorpions. I hate scorpions.
Oh, I don't have. I've never seen one of those. So
yeah, I don't have to see the rattlesnake thing and the scorpions. I don't deal with that here, so I don't. I mean, I might be afraid of them, but I've never had to deal with them.
I had I don't know if it was, I wasn't afraid necessarily, but when we lived in South Carolina, the fire ants, my buddy Bill, he did not grow up there, and he got bit by these things, and it destroyed him. Like he felt like he was going to die.
When you lived in South Carolina, you had killer bees next door too.
We did have killer bees next door, according to the neighbor. The other thing I was going to say that I have, just like Derek said, I have a healthy fear of, is the ocean. I'm not afraid to go into the ocean, but dude, first of all, the ocean is gigantic, okay? And then secondly, people all the time don't understand what happens when you're like, hey, I'm in the waves. And you can get sucked under and you can get dragged far away and stuff like that.
Well, I'll be in Aruba in less than a month.
Jamaica. Ooh,
and hopefully I don't get eaten by a shark.
I would say getting eaten by a shark is such a rare occurrence.
So here's what I fear. So eventually, in the next 2 years, we're going to move. We're going to get out of Illinois.
Yeah.
And a lot of what we've looked at, we kind of really want to move to Florida.
Okay.
He
wants to be Florida man.
Yeah. So fishing in Florida is a totally different atmosphere.
Because they're freaking gators, bruh.
When you've got gators all over the place.
Yeah.
So that is kind of nerve-wracking thinking about that, because I've seen plenty of videos where somebody catches a fish and they're reeling it in, and all of a sudden this gator just comes out of nowhere chasing the fish.
Yeah.
That's something that's a little nerve-wracking. And there's somebody that is in the pipe community, Matt Van Pipes, which I will reach out to start getting more info about him, because he literally deals with them every day of his life. That's part of his job.
My uncle that lives in Florida, he'll say whenever there's a news story about somebody getting eaten by an alligator or bitten by an alligator or their dog getting chomped by an alligator, he always says, send more tourists, because he wants the tourists to get eaten by the alligators and not him. But he goes out on a kayak fishing all the time, and he takes pictures. He takes pictures of them coming right up to the boat. Dude.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of videos where people are on a kayak and they're like, oh, I've got a big fish.
Yeah.
And they're reeling it in and they're fighting it, and then all of a sudden a gator comes up. And they caught a gator instead of, and they're like, oh crap, they're on a kayak. So they just cut the line and they just start paddling away like, oh my gosh, what happened?
Yeah. I think, what's crazy is really what it comes down to. The things that kind of scare you the most are the things you have no control over when you think about it.
And the unknown.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about that, it's really about the unknown, the things that we haven't experienced or something that's new or that we're not familiar with. Those are the things we probably fear the most.
Yeah.
That is literally the opposite of what we are afraid of. We've been talking about things that can hurt us.
Yeah, but it's
I'm afraid of rattlesnakes.
They're unpredictable.
Yeah, I mean they're unpredictable as in you don't know when they're going to show up. But I know about them. I know all about rattlesnakes. I don't like them. I know all about scorpions. I don't like them. And there's other things out there that are dangerous that are not that like there's black widow spiders out there. I'm not as creeped out or uneasy or afraid of them, even though they're like more dangerous than a scorpion.
Well, part of it is though black widows. The reason you don't have the same fear about it is because they're not something that just comes out and hangs out in the open. It's very rare for you to come across one of them. That's part of the thing. A snake, they're everywhere, dude.
And that's why I say it's a fear of the unknown, because like a black widow, it does kind of creep me out, because knowing that I can get bit by one would potentially kill me. Yeah, there's a fear of that, but it's like I've never ran into it. Just like a scorpion, I know I could die from a scorpion or a snake bite, but I don't think you can die from a
scorpion bite.
A scorpion stings. American scorpion stings are not gonna. They're just gonna sting,
hurt, right?
See, it's the fear of the unknown.
See, like we have yellow jacket wasps around here.
Yeah,
I don't like them, but I can deal with it. If I see them buzzing around, I might be like but I'm not gonna be like
But yellow jackets, they just sting for the fun of it.
Yeah, they do, and I have been stung by yellow jackets, but it's still scorpions. It's about the same. It's about the same pain level.
Sure,
a scorpion sting, because I don't know. It's just that little crawly
and whips its tail.
I don't know. It creeps me out. It makes me uneasy.
There is a guy on YouTube. I don't know his name. My son watches him all the time, but his whole mission is to go out there and get stung by the things that are the worst, like the bees or the hornets or the
bullet ants.
What's that?
Bullet ants. That's what I've heard is most.
Yeah.
There was one that he actually had like in a glass case, and he stuck his arm in there to get stung by it, and it actually caused paralysis in his arm, and his body started seizing and all this stuff, and he just wanted to experience it. So there's some dude on YouTube.
That's stupid.
I don't know his name.
I'm not going to promote
that's
it.
That's his whole
dumb.
Mission.
That's dumb. Don't watch
Probably
that.
Matt Van Stupid or something. Don't know. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
No.
Let me just say this, because you guys were like, you're afraid of the ocean. You know what part of it is for me is that people that when I hear someone has never learned how to swim in their life, that to me, I'm always like, are you joking me? You got to know how to swim. There's water everywhere. You increase your odds of early death by massive percentage if you don't know how to swim. You got to learn how to swim. It's not that hard. I know it might seem scary, but it's not that hard. Once you figure it out, you'll be okay. Learn how to swim. The more you know. Da-na-na-na.
So this guy's name on YouTube is Brave Wilderness. He's got 14 million subscribers. The one I just pulled up is he was actually stung by the tarantula hawk, and that's the one that's in the glass case. It's
tarantula
basically like this
hawk?
Yeah, it's basically like this nasty hornet. And that's the one that caused him to like have seizures in his arm and all of that stuff.
So stupid.
Check out Brave Wilderness on YouTube.
Or
it's
don't.
Pretty awesome. No, do it.
Why? It's sad. All right.
If you don't have to go through it, it's
We've
okay.
exhausted this topic.
Yeah, I want to go watch Downton Abbey with my wife.
Oh my God.
I'm afraid it's time to end the show. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
I like it.
You're scared to end the show?
I have a fear that we've talked too long.
Ha 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 ha.
Where the sidewalk ends.com. Fresh Pots.